What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to this Anfield Agenda transfer news roundup. It has been a fairly crazy 24 hours, what with the victory over Arsenal in the FA Cup and the stories that are starting to trickle out about Mohamed Salah's future. Kylian Mbappe, are they interlinked? I don't know, but let's try to figure out. So as always, over the next 8 to 10 minutes, I'm going to go through the stories, asking you guys to let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do drop a like on the video, but most importantly, my friends, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now, let me caveat everything by saying, do I think I am expecting Kylian Mbappe to become a Liverpool player? No, I don't. I expect him to sign for Real Madrid. But I also can't sit here with a clear conscience and tell you that there isn't a part of me that thinks it isn't possible, because there is. There's a small part of me that thinks if everything falls in order and things go in the right direction, we could end up with a situation where it's a realistic option for Kylian Mbappe to come to Liverpool. So what we're going to do now is go through, firstly, the Liverpool stories around the likes of Fabio Carvalho and some other players, and then we're going to look at the situation around Kylian Mbappe, what the journalists are saying, what the media are saying, and what maybe we can expect. So let's get stuck into it, firstly with the Fabio Carvalho stuff. So we do now know where Fabio Carvalho is going to be going. Southampton were in the race for his signature on loan, but Liverpool have made the decision, along with Fabio Carvalho, to send him to Hull City. He's about to go from Liverpool, travel up there for medical tests. There's no option to buy in the deal, according to Fabrizio Romano, so it'll just be a straight loan for Fabio Carvalho, and then he will return to Liverpool in the summer. And look, remember, Tyler Morton is there, so Liverpool clearly feel that the manager at Hull is going to give Carvalho the opportunity to play. Tyler Morton has been doing very well over there, so I think it's a good move all around. Hull, if my memory's right in the Championship, they're just below the playoff places, but still within striking distance, so maybe they're going to try and look for that push to get them back into the Prem. So that's that. We can say we know what's happening there. But let's talk about Jordan Henderson for a little bit, because Jordan Henderson might have to hand over £3 million in tax to HMRC if indeed he does come back from Saudi Arabia. So if he doesn't stay for 12 months out of the country and he comes back in, he'll be liable for the tax on those earnings. Tax, I think, of 45%, something like that, which the papers reckon will be about 3 million quid. It's also important to remember that when he left to join Al-Ettifaq, he didn't leave on a free. They paid £13 million for him, so they're probably going to want to receive a transfer fee for Jordan Henderson if they're going to lose him. And also, who's going to want to pay the man the money? You can believe he's either on 350 grand a week or 700 grand a week. It doesn't really matter. Nobody's giving the man that in the Premier League. So you can rule out Liverpool. That's 100%. It's just a matter of what may happen now. And honestly, I don't really mind where he goes as long as it isn't back to Liverpool. Because for me, he threw his toys out of the pram when his place came under pressure at Liverpool at first. Then he threw his toys out of the pram a little bit over his deal. Jurgen got him a new deal. Then we signed some players in the summer and he knew his place was going to be under pressure again, so wormed his way out. Went to Saudi, had all the backlash that came with that, and it hasn't worked out for him. Call me Nostradamus, but I think we could have all seen that coming. So whatever happens with him, it won't be to Liverpool. That's basically where I'm going with this one. So now we move into the really interesting part of today's video, my friends, which is the conversation about Mohamed Salah. And we're going to start with Mo before we move on to Mbappe. So there is a social media journalist who lots of people quote when they want to push a narrative on a story. And this guy said basically that Mohamed Salah wants one more chapter in his career in Europe and is looking towards a move to Spain. Probably Real Madrid by the looks of it. But his agent Rami Abbasissa then, or his representative, came out and said, you just don't know. Now, I don't know if he means that as you don't know anything or you just don't know what the future might hold. But it's no accident, and I've said this to you guys so many times, when players go away on international duty, it's like they or their agents get braver and these stories start to trickle out into the media. So this could be Rami Abbasissa starting the mind games about a Liverpool extension, trying to show that Mohamed Salah has options to go elsewhere and he could get paid a load of money. And I have to say this, if that is the case, I don't like it. I don't like when Liverpool are held to ransom or when Liverpool are not good enough and wanting to explore other options. And again, I don't know if this is the case with Mo, but I'm trying to look through every possibility. So if it is the case that he fancies another spell in Europe somewhere, okay, no problem. Liverpool sell him, get the money they want, we move on. Or is this a negotiating tactic? We've seen this before from Rami Abbasisa, where he drops stuff into social media. And look, I don't know the man. I don't know Mohamed Salah. I know Mo's a thorough professional, and that this will be resolved, I feel, at the latest in the summer. But you can't ignore the elephant in the room, which is, if Mo does indeed either not renew with Liverpool or fancies another spell somewhere else, then we have to have the conversation about what do we do to replace him. And there are a couple of options that I think have been floated most. The first one is Michael Olise. So he has a release clause that we've spoken about many times. It's believed to be about £60 million, and it doesn't come into effect until next summer. So regardless of what happens with Mo, I think Liverpool should look to do that business if they can convince themselves that he's got no injuries to worry about, or that this stop-start aspect of a season so far isn't going to hamper him moving forward. He's an incredibly good player, and I think he would fill a void potentially left by Mohamed Salah if he departs. But also, if Mo does stay, I've spoken to you guys a lot about wanting to move Mo centrally. I think it will be a better fit as he gets a little bit older. So you could still make a case for it. But we move on to the real story now. And this is the Kylian Mbappe saga. And I'm going to say saga because right now it is a saga. Because there's so many reports from so many outlets saying so many different things that it really is almost impossible to figure out what's happening. So we've seen a report last night that, and this was the same journalist, by the way, social media journalist that Rami Abbasisa replied to, who said Kylian Mbappe has made his decision, he's going to Real Madrid and he's accepting the offer. But then you've got to juxtapose that with what his mother has come out with, saying basically, don't put pressure on us, we'll decide in our own time, nothing's decided yet. And that's been backed up by many other journalists, and the Times Sport did a story where they said that Mbappe's not happy with the pressure being put on him to make a decision in Madrid, and that he's happy to look at the Premier League and explore the options there. And if we're agreeing that that's somewhat truthful, then you've got to think Liverpool have to be right at the queue in the Premier League, particularly with what's happening with the Salah situation. I know Mbappe earns a lot of money, but again, let's go back to the Real Madrid story. Multiple reports say that the offer is on the table for Kylian Mbappe at Real Madrid, guarantees he will earn less than Jude Bellingham. And Jude Bellingham, best case scenario, earns about £400,000 a week. Worst case scenario, I've seen 250, 260. So let's even go at the top. If it's 400 grand a week, we can afford that. We absolutely can. If you incentivise that with Nike coming on board, perhaps, the signing on bonus that you get, LeBron James connection, FSG, poster boy shirts, all this stuff, and Liverpool's long-held interest in the player. It sounds so far-fetched because it's very, very different to anything that we've ever really seen at Liverpool. But this would be more than a statement. This would be transformative for the club on a commercial level, I guess on a fan engagement level, because with Mbappe would bring a whole new set of eyes to Liverpool Football Club, much like Mohamed Salah did, in fairness to Mo. He's brought a whole new generation, a whole new subset of fans to Liverpool Football Club. And this will be the same. Only it is doable this time. That's the difference between Mbappe right now and Mbappe a few years ago. I could never see a world where John W. Henry wrote a cheque for 200 million quid for Mbappe. But I could see a world where he sells Mohamed Salah and gives that money as a signing on bonus to Mbappe. I can see John W. Henry doing that. I can see that being a potentially viable option. So where we are right now is that it's a waiting game. I take Kylian Mbappe's mother's word that no decision's been made yet. Real Madrid are still the favourites, according to many people. Julian Lorenz said, although Real Madrid are leading the race, Mbappe has long been an admirer of Liverpool and Klopp and has not ruled out a move to the Premier League. If this doesn't in some way excite you, intrigue you, I don't know what to say, but I'm almost afraid to dream because of how transformative this could be. And the only reply that I ever really get back from people about Mbappe is the concern about him being a diva or his entourage or the distractions. And I find that comment actually very disrespectful to Klopp, because I don't for 1 second believe that Jurgen Klopp would bring in anybody to the football club that would disrupt or distract. So if we got to the point where we were looking at a deal for Mbappe, I think we would have had those reassurances that Jurgen feels that he certainly wouldn't be a distraction to the club. So that's where I'm at with him. More stuff from other journalists say Mbappe's mother has told people close to her that she did not like being given a date to make her decision about her son's future, as she's now representing him again. So that's where we're at with all of this. So, are you dreaming? Do you think it's possible? Do you think Liverpool could pull off one of the greatest coups in the history of football? I honestly, I don't see why it wouldn't potentially be doable. That's the fairest way I can put all this. So let's wait and see what happens. Is his future linked with Kylian Mbappe, or excuse me, with Mohamed Salah's future? We'll soon find out. I think we'll know by the end of this month, one way or the other, what's happening with both these gentlemen's futures. So now it's over to you guys. Have your say in the comment section. Do drop a like on the video, and don't forget we will see you guys tonight at 8:30 over here for the late night agenda, and there'll be a preview for the Fulham game coming out soon as well. Much love, my friends. Thank you for watching.